Let's take a closer look at an atom. It is 1,00,000 times smaller than the thickness of human hair. Every atom has a very dense, positively charged nucleus which contains protons and neutrons. These particles are another 1,00,000 times smaller than the atom. Going around the nucleus in circular pathways are negatively charged electrons. The electrons are a further 1,00,000 times smaller than the protons. If the nucleus were the size of a basketball, the electrons would be found 3 kilometers away from the nucleus. That's how much empty space is present in the atom, about 99.996%. Everything around us is made of atoms, which is mostly empty space. Does this mean that if we shrink down to the size of an atom, we can walk through walls like they don't exist? The answer is no. At the atomic scale, walls are not solid surfaces as we see them, but rather complex arrangements of atoms held together by various forces. These atoms are in constant motion and are vibrating in place. The electrons circling the nucleus form an electron cloud. Think of it as a negatively charged shield. If you do manage to shrink yourself to the size of an atom, and when you try to push through this field, the electrons in your own body would repel it and you would bounce back. How then do the atoms in the wall not repel each other if they all have these negative shields or electron clouds? That is because forces called chemical bonds exist between atoms in the walls. Such forces overpower the repulsion between electron clouds and hold them in place. These chemical bonds could be ionic or covalent depending on the materials in the wall. They create strong attractive forces forming stable structures like solids, liquids or gases despite the electron cloud repulsion. In solids like walls, the bonds are strong enough to hold atoms in fixed positions, allowing only vibrations. In liquids, the bonds are weaker, allowing atoms to move past each other while still maintaining some attraction. In gases, the bonds are very weak or non-existent, allowing atoms to move freely. This is also why you might still be able to push through water or air but not walls. Isn't it amazing that everything you see, touch and experience is made up of these incredibly small empty particles? The next time you look at a flower, drink a glass of water or play with your favorite toy, remember that you are interacting with countless atoms and electromagnetic forces working together in perfect harmony.